Welcome back to the video lecture series of Database Management System. Our today's topic is constraint in relational model. So this is the content of today's lecture. We will discuss various constraints like integrity constraint. In this we will discuss entity integrity constraint, referential integrity constraint, domain constraint and various key constraints. So let's move forward. So the first topic is integrity constraint. So what is basically constraint? Constraints are known as conditions, and every relation has some condition that must be hold for it to be a valid relation. Conditions that can be applied to the database schema to restrict the data according to the need. So every relation are following some conditions which has been imposed by the database designer on the relation or database. So everyone needs to follow all those conditions according to Court's rule. As we already know, even if you are working on the low level design, even after that you need to follow all the condition or constraints. Relational constraints are the restrictions imposed on the database contents and operations. Purpose of integrity constraint: to ensure the correctness of the data in the database, to ensure that there should not be any loss in data consistency due to the changes made to the database by the authorized user. So the one thing we need to understand that even if you are the authorized user of that particular database, you are not allowed to bypass all the constraints. These constraints are checked before performing any operation, whether it is insertion, deletion or any updation operation in database. If there is a violation in any of the constraint, that operation which you are performing will definitely fail. Entity integrity constraint. It says no two entities can have the same name. So two entities cannot have the same name, otherwise you will not be able to recognize. There should not be any duplicate rows within the relation. No attribute of the primary key must contain a null value in any relation. So no primary key should contain null value in it. This is because the presence of null value in the primary key violates the uniqueness property. So if there are more than one null value, then that would be the case that you will not be able to uniquely recognize the tuple with the help of primary key. So this is the constraint which says that primary key cannot have a null value. Referential integrity constraint. Referential integrity constraint is basically for foreign keys and to create them and to perform some operation on them. Let's discuss. Referential integrity constraint works on the concept of foreign keys. A foreign key is a key attribute of a relation that can be referred in other relation. I have also discussed in my previous lecture about the foreign key, so you can go through those videos and learn about it. Referential integrity constraint state that if a relation referred to the key attribute of a different or the same relation, then that key element must exist. So whatever the attribute you are referring as a foreign key from other table or the same table, that primary key and the values should be exist which you are referring in your foreign key. So the two important rules that need to be followed to verify the referential integrity constraint. That said, the point number one is the record cannot be deleted from a parent table if the matching record exists in the child table. So if the record present in the foreign key attribute value, then it cannot be deleted from the parent table. So first you need to delete from the child table, then you can delete it from the parent table. A record cannot be entered in the foreign key field of the child table that doesn't exist in the primary key of the parent table except null. So if there is no record in the primary key value, then you cannot insert the value in the child table. So first you need to insert the value in the parent table primary key field. After that you can insert that value in the foreign key field in the child table. Except the null values you can put in the foreign key column. So here we can see we are having two tables. The first table is department table, which is the parent, master or reference table. Second table is employee table, which is the child table or referencing table. The department table is the parent table because it contains the attribute department number, which is the primary key in the department relation, and the employee relation is following that key as the foreign key. So here the department number is referred as employee department number, and this is the foreign key for employee table. So this is the child table. Here you can see all the values like D1 and D2 are present in the foreign key except the null value. So null value you can put, otherwise you cannot put like D2 and D3 or D4 values which doesn't exist in the department number in department table. Domain constraint. Most elementary form of integrity constraint. Domain constraint specifies that the value taken by the attribute must be atomic from its domain. So all the values, whatever values you are taking in any attribute, that should be the domain of that attribute. Okay, that we have already discussed. And one more thing, the value should be atomic, it should not be divisible. These are the attribute level constraint because it is being applied on the individual attribute. An attribute can only take values which lie inside the domain range. Example, if a constraint says that age should be greater than 0 is applied on the student relation, inserting negative value for age will result in failure. So if you are applying a constraint that in your student table age should be greater than 0, then you cannot insert any value which is less than 0. So in that case your operation will definitely fail. Attributes have a specific range of values in real world scenario. For example, age cannot be less than 0, telephone number cannot contain a digit outside 0 to 9. So you cannot enter any telephone number where the digits are outside 0 to 9. You cannot enter any alphabetical character. So that should be there in mind. Key constraint. Every relation in the database should have at least one set of attributes which defines a tuple uniquely. Those set of attributes is called key. So keys are the attributes or set of attributes which uniquely identify a tuple from the relation. Example, roll number in the student table is a key. No two student can have same roll number. It is a key because it is unique, and no two student can have same roll number, otherwise you will not be able to identify those two students. So some key constraints are primary key constraint, not null constraint, unique constraint, check constraint, foreign key constraint. So let's discuss them. So the first one is primary key constraint. It checks for primary key uniquely identifies each record in the database table. It should be able to uniquely identify. That is the one of the most important thing. Second, primary key must contain unique value and cannot be null. Next, a table can have only one primary key which may consist of single or multiple attributes. So the primary key can be the composition of two or more attributes as well. Not null constraint, it says by default a column can hold null values. If you don't want a column to have a null value, then you need to define such constraint on that column specifying that null is not allowed for that column. So if you want that any attribute value should not be null, then you have to explicitly define it, and you have to apply this constraint which is known as not null constraint on that particular attribute. In that case, that particular attribute will not contain any null value. Next one is unique constraint. It checks for no two tuples or record can have identical value in all columns. So on whatever attribute you are applying this unique constraint, in that attribute no two values can be same. Check constraint. Check constraint can require values in table to satisfy some condition. Very effective for constraining columns, domains, eliminating bad input. So check constraint ensures whatever you are inputting in some attribute, that should be according to your need. So whatever constraint you want to apply on that attribute, you can apply. Foreign key constraint. Foreign key constraint links two tables together. Basically it is the concept of referencing table and reference table, and you are connecting both the tables. So in foreign key constraint you can create foreign keys, and you can delete foreign keys. If you want, you can modify them. So all those procedures, all those constraints are included in foreign key constraints. So we have summarized in this lecture integrity constraint, entity integrity constraint, referential integrity constraint, domain constraint, and various key constraint. So thank you so much for your patience. Keep connecting.